Hey, what's up, guys and gals? My name is Rick 9G. Thank you so much for joining the live stream. Ooh, I'm so happy. It's been a while. It's been a while. As that song from Stained says. Hopefully, everyone is doing amazingly today. I thought it's Sunday, so let's have a live stream. It's been a while, but I'm happy we're here. We're going to talk about a couple things, but before I get into that, it's always good to wait and see as people start trickling in. So I do appreciate everyone coming in. Make sure to say hi in the chat. I always want to encourage people, especially if you've never done so before, say hello in the chat. At some point, a lot of people get on here, so it's a little bit difficult to get to every single person. The goal is to get to as many as possible, or to pick out, a few people here and go into their questions and answer them thoroughly, or as thoroughly as I can. So yeah, I can't promise I get to everyone, but I try to get to as many people as I can. And yeah, so thank you very much. Oh, people are trying to, or starting to trickle in. It's awesome. And I love to say hello to people in the chat as well. So yes, say hi in the chat. All right, people are starting to come in. Thank you, Eric, for coming in. I'm glad you love classic TV. This is the channel for you. I Love Lucy, Gilligan's Island, Hogan's Heroes. I'm using my cheat sheet on my DVDs. The Munsters. What else? There's just so much stuff. Three Stooges. We're going to do more Three Stooges. Talk about a lot of stuff. But these are the shows that I love. These are the shows that I watch. And that's the stuff that I bring to all of you. So thank you so much. Let me know where you're from. As in, like, what state you're coming in from. If you're out of the country, if you're out of the United States, I'm on the West Coast here in California. Where are you guys and gals from? From Wisconsin? Is that Wisconsin, Christine? That's awesome. I'm glad that everyone's saying hi to everyone else. Buffalo, New York. I was in Buffalo, New York. Chevy 09. Remember, I think I mentioned that a while back. Absolutely. Very, very interesting. Kind of quiet, more of a quiet atmosphere. At least when I was there. This was 2019, so it was last year. But yeah, it was kind of quiet. It was in March, or maybe that's just how it is. I don't know. I'm always comparing it to here, right? Central Wisconsin. A lot of people from Wisconsin. The second one, Christopher Kraft from Hesperia, coming in from Ohio. Allentown, Pennsylvania. Sandra, nice to see you again. From Florida, other tip of the country. Tijuana, Mexico. Pepe, thank you for coming in. Muchas gracias, Pepe, for watching the live stream. Awesome. I hope you like classic TV. Same thing as, let's see, Zoe Perplex from Puerto Rico. Awesome. Arizona. Let's see, Atlanta, Brooklyn, Alamo, Texas. Very cool. Dragnet. I am Sergeant Joe Friday. Oh, such a genius. Such a genius creating Adam 12, Dragnet, Emergency, all these wonderful shows that are like real life. They're, right, scripted real life stuff. It's not reality TV, right? That's something I also wanted to talk about. Like, we do have reality TV, which plays like it's real, but it's not. But it's scripted. What's the difference between that and, like, Emergency, even though that's scripted? Everyone knew it was scripted, but then reality TV, is it because some people think that it's real, and so that makes it not the same? I don't know. Anyway, today I think we're going to talk a little bit about the camera systems that some of these shows use. I'll just talk a little bit about the history and then see if you guys and gals have a preference, see your thoughts, talk about some of the videos I posted recently. It's been a month since I've live streamed, so it's kind of cool. And Pepe, you love I Love Lucy? I do too. It's awesome. Hey, Sally, nice to see you from Bakersfield. Chip, Star Trek. So I haven't watched a lot of the original series. I have it all, but I haven't watched a lot of it. I've watched a lot of The Next Generation and Deep Space Nine. Those are my two favorites. Those are my absolute favorites. I am from Southern California. Yes. Tucson, Arizona. I was like my like jaw was like sensitive here. I'm like, what is this? Like ingrown hair? Anyway, random. Sanford and Son, yes. Tracy Williamson, done a handful of Sanford and Son. More on that show as well. 70 show, amazing cast, right? Red Fox. We have Damon Wilson. Absolutely awesome. Damon Wilson's a pretty cool guy. He's still around, doing some church ministry as well, and just amazing on camera. The chemistry he had with Red Fox was everything, right? I've been great, Scott. Thank you for asking. From hot Southern California. Funny thing, I'm in Southern California as well. I was just looking. It's 70 degrees, like a perfect 70 degrees right now. It can't be any nicer. No clouds in the sky. It's mild haze. 1 to 10, it's like 3. Not that bad. Oh, so I think it's Liz Mitchell's. I say Star Trek. Watch one middle of season 2, piece of action, a planet modeled after 20 gangsters. That's pretty cool. I do like the space stuff though. Is it the Tribble episode? The reason I got into that episode was because I watched Deep Space Nine, and so that recalled to the Tribble episode, and they meshed them in so beautifully. None of the actors met in essence, but it's like they mixed the old with the new footage and green screen, and well, not green screen. It was just like late 90s graphics, computer graphics, and it was amazing. I was like, whoa. Even without seeing the Tribble episode, I was so impressed. Christine Brennan, thank you for coming in with the first donation of the live stream. Thank you so much, Christine. Christine did that with that little sign right there, the super chat. That pretty much guarantees that I read your comment out, of course, and thank you. It's a great way to support the channel. It's like a one-time thing versus Patreon. That's like a recurring thing. By the way, thanks to Patreons. Christine says, always wondered who Freckles was in Desi's bio. Interesting. I've never I've never gave it much thought, Christine. I do have Desi's book. It's called The Book. It's super expensive. I got a deal on it. You cannot pay less than $100 for that book. It's so rare. I think it's out of print. Like the only thing that's there is the original prints. And so it's super expensive. I saw copies for like $200, not even signed. These are just like copies on eBay, and there's not a lot. I was able to get for like $30 with my, I was gonna say sleuth skills. No, not really. I guess I was just lucky. Oh, Lisa, I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm probably gonna mispronounce every single person's name because I'm horrible at mispronouncing. Like I make up pronunciations because I like yes and stuff. But anyway. Buster Keaton is amazing. One of my favorite physical comedians of all time. He even did that Twilight Zone episode. I heard that some big Twilight Zone fans don't like that. Yeah, it's a bit cheesy, but I think it's supposed to. It's supposed to kind of be a satire of his stuff. Like, you know, when they made all the big expressions and stuff, he does the same thing. And so it's with that style. Again, some people don't like it, but I think it was amazing to have him. That was one of the last things he really did. So that was awesome. Let's see. It is a pretty rare book, Jared. Hopefully you can pick it up. I do recommend people taking a look at it. It's great because it's in Desi's own words and so forth. And yeah, I have over here. Hold on here. I have the Lucy Desi Comedy Hour here playing just on the side, just for my entertainment. So if you ever see me go like this, I'm just watching things, and sometimes I'll maybe add things here and there. But this is by no means just an I Love Lucy stream. Oh, I got my Fred shirt on. It says Fred. It's the best shirt ever. Yeah, so it's called We Love Lucy, Lucy Desi Comedy Hour, or I Love Lucy hour-long episodes. All those names could be used. It's kind of funny. Hey, Randy, thank you for coming in. Thanks for being the moderator today. For anyone who has been to almost every live stream and would like to be a moderator, just shoot me a Facebook message or Instagram and so forth. We already have a couple, and I appreciate it, Randy. Thank you so much. Wow, 76 in Buffalo, New York is not that bad. That's great, right? Let's see. Anthony coming in with a $3 super chat. Thank you so much, Anthony. Let's see. Oh, is that a fox? I can't really see what that is. It's like a little icon. It's pretty cool. It's like, how's it going? How's it going? How's it going? $3 donation. Thank you so much, Anthony. You are awesome. I do appreciate it. Oh, thank you. Love my shirt. There's twice that I went out with my dog. My dog's doing great, by the way. People still ask me, and I appreciate it so much. He's doing amazing. He's probably better now than he was before. I don't even know how that's possible, but he's so happy. Just ate and stuff. Anyway, I went out with this shirt, and I got the weirdest stares. Like what? Like some people didn't understand. I'm waiting for someone to look at it and smile or say something, because I'm like, I hope some people will like get the joke who know Fred, but yeah, no one has yet. In the description, I have all my contacts, so all my Facebook, all my Instagram, all that stuff for you guys and gals to see. So yeah, all the links and stuff, names that you all need. Any contact info is always there. Thank you, Gail. I appreciate that. All right. So, yeah, I do want to just a little bit. I don't want to turn this into like a lecture. That's not what this is. This is just fun. I just want to get the idea out there. And it's really interesting because when we started film, when we started essentially back in the early like teens and 20s, everything was pretty much a one camera thing. You point the camera where you want it, actors act in front of it. It's very simple. And then we have this genius of a man named Desi Arnaz, who played Ricky Ricardo in I Love Lucy. And he had an issue. His issue was that his wife, Lucille Ball, was really great at acting, but she really needed an audience. And so it's just her feeling. She wanted the feedback of the audience, and it was like, well, that's kind of weird. How can we do a show with an audience? How can we stop? We got to kind of go straight through. We got to make the audience kind of see it the first time through. We just can't keep playing the same scene over and over again. It has to be like a one-shot thing, almost like a play. And so he said, wait, if we use 3 cameras, we can always have one camera pointing at the action, different angles, then the director can splice and edit. It's a lot of work, but we can do that. 300 people, cram them in a movie studio, call it a TV studio with bleachers. You know, he set up bleachers, put 300 people there, set up a stage, performance style stage, just like a theater, 3 cameras, and shot I Love Lucy almost seamlessly, almost like it was happening live. I made a video where I mentioned like I Love Lucy was filmed live, and what I meant by that was that it was people were watching it live versus like the Munsters, which is a one camera system where it's more like a movie. One camera, point, shoot, do a scene, stop, everyone like relaxes, like someone smokes a cigarette, they walk back around, right? And I Love Lucy, it was all the way through. Unless they made a mistake, they would kind of reset the scene and do it again, but that was very rare. They really didn't make mistakes. They just kept pushing through. And so I want to know your thoughts. What's your favorite? What's your preferred? Now, both systems are still used today, which is nuts. Three camera system is still used, even to shows like Big Bang Theory, very, very recent show. They use the 3 camera system. So very, very cool. Very, very cool. Thank you, Dodger fan. I appreciate it. I never watched the Danny Thomas show. He is an amazing man, though. A lot of philanthropic work. Very generous man. I do respect him so much. Started St. Jude's Hospital, right? Not just a talent on screen, but off screen. Gave a lot of what he had, and he's a legend in his own sense. Yes. Yes. So did I Love Lucy tape each week? So this is a good question, Scott. If you ever have questions about shows, I do my best to answer as many as I can. So let's see. So each week, pretty much. For example, season 1 of I Love Lucy, I believe, was, let me look it up. Yeah, 35 episodes, almost weekly. They may have taken a break like right in the middle. It was like a conveyor belt, But remember, it would only take him about 45 minutes to film a 26 and a half an hour episode. That's crazy. You may say, well, wait, if it's 26 and a half minutes and it's filmed throughout, why isn't it 26 and a half minutes, like the filming time? Well, remember, if there's ever a mistake, they have to like stop, which was rare. But the biggest thing is from scene to scene. So when they would go from like the house to the club, it's literally like 10 feet away. But they would have to like dim the lights, right? Get the other lights. The actors would calmly move to the other side of the stage. They would maybe move some furniture here and there. If they had a prop that was here, they would move it here. All that good stuff. That takes a little bit of time. That takes 5, 6, 7 minutes. And so, that's how you work up to the 45 minutes, sometimes an hour. But that's fast. That's really fast. And remember, they would have to write, edit the script all in a week. They would have to rehearse. It was nuts. It was a crazy schedule, but good stuff, Springfield, Missouri. That's awesome. Yes, Jared. So you think both have their benefits? 3-camera system, 1-camera system. And then regardless, Desi was a genius. I would wholeheartedly agree. And a pioneer in television, I would agree as well. He deserves more credit. Yes, that's why I mentioned him a lot. I think Lucy gets a lot of credit. Much deserved. But Desi doesn't. And for many different reasons. His personal life, his habits here and there, his bad habits and all that. But I like to highlight his contributions because he's gone. He's gone. His physical presence is gone. But his mind and what he created is still here. The show, he was the executive producer of the show. Next to Jess Oppenheimer. Jess Oppenheimer created the show, all right? But Desi Arnaz was a force to reckon with. All the movie studios right now in Hollywood owe themselves to Desi Arnaz. He basically bought them all. And now none of them are owned by him. Obviously he's gone. But that's amazing. Terry Hart coming in with a $5 donation. Thank you so much, Terry. Could be mistaken. First time on the live stream. Hopefully you're doing well. Thank you so much for being on the live stream. That is awesome. Eric Letford, love TV, Batman with Adam West. Always enjoyed the show. Me too. Have you checked out my Batman playlist? So you can just type in YouTube Batman Rick 9G playlist. It'll come up. You can see all the Batman videos. I'm adding more all the time. I'm going to cover every single villain eventually, then go deep into that. I like to go deep. That's me. I go under the surface. I like to come up with theories for fun. I like to go in the script, in universe. I do want to talk about that too. I do like to just tell you behind the scenes stories, things like that. That's all amazing. Avery G. I'll just say that. Sometimes last names are difficult. Will you do more Addams Family? Definitely. I've kind of pulled back on the content of Addams Family just because of what people have asked. It's been asked of a less, but that doesn't mean I'm not going to do anymore. I do like the show. And there's always like influxes and outfluxes of me watching a show, getting into another one. Like now Hogan's Heroes, like watching is on the back burner. I've been watching a lot of Three's Company now. At night, I Love Lucy, and so and then Three's Company I'll put to rest, and I'll come up with another show. I've been watching Batman too. I've been watching a lot of concurrent shows. Emergency is a little bit on the watch back burner, but I'm still making videos on it. So I always have like a little schedule. Yes. Georgia, not yet on Dragnet, but I mean that's a classic show. Yeah, absolutely. Let's see. Oh, Sam Pewitt? Sorry if I said that incorrectly. I'm just going to probably say someone's first name and then like their last name initial, so I'm not struggling with names. So I can just call you guys out a little quicker. Skipper's cameo in Batman. If you guys haven't checked out that video, you need to check it out. I think I titled it. It's pretty funny. It's like Alan Hale or Skipper's cameo as Gilligan in Batman. And I think most people understood it, but I was like, will that be confusing? Because it was confusing to me, but I was like, no, that makes sense. So I put it on there. A lot of people like that. And that's awesome. People like to see stuff like that. And so I'm going to show more about that. People also like controversy. People love drama on these shows, behind the scenes stuff. People love when like people fight behind the scenes. Like this is stuff that you guys are requesting more of and watch and like and stuff. So yeah, I like to do that as well as I don't want to say I like to protect these actors, but I am very aware that, you know, most of them are gone and stuff. And so I do want to always honor their memory and the work that they did. When I come to their personal lives, I usually don't go into crazy negative stuff because that's not me. That's not the channel. That's what Be Hopeful is about. And I do want to come back to basics. I'm going to tell you what I'm talking about there. Dave Jones, because of you and your channel, I fell in love with I Love Lucy all over again, as well as the Lucy shows. Just got I Love Lucy, the complete series from Amazon, and now I'm starting to get all her series. That's awesome. I'm not sponsored by Amazon or I Love Lucy or any show. I'm not sponsored by anyone. But I do recommend people to watch the DVDs. That's why I give away the DVDs, because you can watch the main content that I'm always commenting on. That's what this channel is. It's a commentary channel on these channels, whether it's creating a theory on gaps in information. For example, one that I really want to work on is why did they never address Ricky's movie? That he was so excited, and they spend so many episodes telling us about they was going to make a movie, and then Don Juan gets shelved, and then he's like, yeah, we're going to do another movie, and that's it. We don't hear about it. We just hear that he finished it, and that's it. We know very little about it. I have a theory on what happened with that and so forth. So I hope people understand it's a theory. It was really interesting with these last couple of videos, how people got interesting in the comments. So I'm going to talk about that. Favorite Batman villain? Ooh, that's hard. I can't pick one. I don't really have one. But I really, really like to watch the Riddler on screen, Frank Gorshin. I just think he's amazing to watch. He's a little over the top. I think that's kind of my point. That's what I like. So absolutely. It's a great show. A lot of good villains. I also like the Joker. I like the Penguin in his own way. I was watching some of even the villains that didn't really appear much. I enjoyed Falseface. He was creepy. He only appeared once. I enjoyed that. I'm not saying he's my favorite villain, but he was enjoyable. King Tut is also really interesting. Louis the Lilac, I think he's not like the strongest villain, and it's kind of silly. He's like Louis the Lilac, like a flower, but it is fun to see Milton Berle on Batman. Colonel Grimm, I think. I have to make sure I got that right, but he was like wearing all pink, and it was about gum, and I think he only appeared, Colonel Gum, and I was like, this is weird, but I enjoyed him in a way, you know what I mean? So yeah, it's just cool. Favorite shows growing up? Great question. So I Love Lucy, Gilligan's Island. I grew up in the 90s, so I really love a lot of 90s shows. I mean, it's what I was exposed to. So I love a lot of Home Improvement. I love a lot of Martin. Martin Lawrence. Great show, great guy. What else? I did watch Sanford and Son a good amount, not everything. I did watch Munsters a lot. I did watch Addams Family here and there. The problem was some of these shows didn't really show. I never watched Hogan's Heroes until I was like in college, and then I fell in love with that. So yeah, it's just really interesting to just know how these shows can like live on, and people can see them at different ages and so forth. Thank you for everyone who's on the live stream, by the way. There's a good amount of people. If you haven't liked the video, I would really appreciate it. It does help the algorithm and lets more people watch. And we're on our way to 100,000. Isn't that crazy? 100,000 subscribers, and that's all to your help. So thank you. I'm pretty sure we just hit 94,000 not too long ago. Yesterday, I believe. So that's awesome. We're just 6,000 away from 100,000. That's gonna be quick. That's gonna be great. Let me see here. Eric, I just saw the Liberace episode on Batman. He's playing Fingers, right? Chandel. He was actually very interesting because when he played, what was interesting about Liberace, again, not my favorite villain, but it was just interesting art to watch. He played two characters. He played two brothers. One of them was just like Liberace. It was just him and, his style and piano, very, very awesome piano playing. But then in his brother, he was like sinister. He was weird. He changes his voice and his persona, even his body language, like the way he stood changed, and I was like, whoa, Liberace was a great like actor. I never saw this, and it was very surprising. It was very surprising, but in a good way, because I really didn't hear that he was a villain, and I think maybe his performance was a little underrated. I don't know what you guys think about that, or if you have seen his episode. I don't think the plot was that amazing. A lot of the plots in Batman aren't great. It's just like, let's just slap the villain on here and create just a rabble-rousing story that doesn't really work, but yeah, it's fine, you know? Cool beans. Wow, I remember when you just had 40,000 subscribers. Isn't that crazy? It feels like forever, but it feels like not too long ago as well. So great. Georgia, you're still rooting for 1 million. Hey, we gotta be hopeful, and I think we'll get there. Thank you so much. Let me see here. Yeah, I wasn't allowed to watch Married with Children as a kid. And I never, it was kind of, I mean, there's no other way to say it. It was just a messy show in terms of content and stuff. It was too risque, and it doesn't really fall. I mean, it doesn't mean that I won't watch an episode, but very rarely. It's not my thing. I don't really like many of the actors, to be honest, although Katie Seagal is pretty good. And yeah, I'm sure, you know, Ed O'Neill's great and stuff, but I don't know. It wasn't my style of show, to be honest. Hey David, so not sure if this is on your side, but will you be interested in doing more gaming or car videos? You know, I've really thought about that because I enjoy doing that. I won't get into why the car videos stopped, but there's a reason, and I may do them here and there. I don't want to promise anything, but it's not like I lost interest. It's kind of a long story, but absolutely flying videos, absolutely. Remember, when we get to 100,000 subscribers, I'm going to start a new channel, add more content, and focus on classic cartoons. That's what I want to do. But we got to get there first. So let me know. Thank you, Jared. Oh, so Eric, so I'm sure you know, right? There were 3 women who played Catwoman, right? You named one of them, Julie Newmar. There was also Lee Merriweather, as well as Eartha Kitt. Very different portrayals of Catwoman, very different styles. They weren't like trying to copy each other. They were their own thing, and I think that was great, because when you try to copy someone else, it's never going to be as good, right? Unless you're doing a straight imitation, which there are great imitators. But I think it was more like they brought a different flavor to it, and some people gravitate toward a flavor more than others. So yeah. Let me see here. Green Hornet. I did see the Green Hornet when he did appear in Batman. That's in the Colonel Gum episode, so if you haven't watched that, you'll probably like it. Go ahead and check that out. I haven't covered it, but I will. I'm sure I will. Wow, there's a lot of people on the live stream right now. That's amazing. That's awesome. Eartha Kitt. She was what was the problem with I think Eartha Kitt again was underrated as well. Problem, she was in season 3. She was by the end of the series, and everyone would argue that those are most of the hokiest, you know, scripts, and they were losing steam, they were losing money, and it was just a thing where it was just overall difficult. So yeah, I mean, I wish she could have gotten like better content, but I think she did overall a good job. You know, a good job. Yeah, Brian, the only exposition I've had of classic game shows is honestly through like Amazon Prime, because honestly, I really didn't see anything on TV where they would show that. There was really never any opportunity for me to get to it. And so I don't really have a favorite. I like What's My Line. I've seen some, and they're good. I've seen the one with Lucy. I've seen the one with Groucho Marx and stuff. So that's pretty cool. Parastu Moo, thank you for a $5 donation to the channel. So, your question, set decor of classic TV show. What I mean is, the Addams Family had pink decor. Yes, great fact. Some people may not know the Addams Family in color. If you saw it in color, most of it was pink, which is nuts, like the wallpaper and stuff. Is there any other ones that has interesting fact decor like this? I Love Lucy, absolutely. Parastu, great that you should ask. check out, if you haven't, my I Love Lucy video where I went to Jamestown. Just type it in, Rick9G, New York City, Jamestown, something like that. I Love Lucy, Jamestown. Because the colors that were used, they're not, like, I think some people even said, oh, like the refrigerator is not accurate to what it actually was, and it was like this. The palette itself of the whole overall apartment is on, right? It may not be the exact thing of what the show was. Remember, they did their best to try to recreate it. Most of the people that were there are deceased. Who would even know? Crew, right? Everyone in the cast, pretty much, except for like Richard Keith was a little boy. I mean, you can't ask him what was a refrigerator. He's probably not going to remember. He was like 3 or 4 on the show, right? So yeah, keep that in mind. But yeah, that color palette was very interesting. So go ahead and check that out. Yes. Oh, also, Twilight Zone. How can I not mention Twilight Zone? Twilight Zone always played for me on cable during, like, 4th of July. And I remember I didn't get it at first. Remember, I was young. I was, like, 7, 8, and my parents weren't really into the show. So I had no one explain this to me. My friends didn't like classic TV. I was just a weirdo watching the black and white shows, right? And then all of a sudden, I was like, why is this Twilight Zone? They're different characters. I didn't get it, but I liked it. I was like, that's cool. And I understood through time that, like, again, there was no Wikipedia. There was no internet at that time. You can't really Google this stuff unless you get a book, right? And so, again, I was very alone in some of this stuff. I just had to figure it out. And I figured that, wow, there's different people every time. Some of these stories are interesting, some not so much. But then I started getting my favorites, and I was like, I like all of the Twilight Zone because it's like a series of different people and different stories, and it's like creepy, and that's the theme, right? So it was really cool. I have stories like that about shows that, you know, I had to figure a lot of this out, and I'm happy about that because it makes me like the shows more. Yeah. Yeah, I also used to watch some of the 90s, like, reboots, like the Newlywed Game with Bob Eubanks. You know, he did the original, I think, in the 60s, 70s. I don't know. I never watched that. But then I watched, like, the reboot where he was older and he did it in the 90s. I watched Family Feud, which is, again, Richard Dawkins. And then we have... I'm having a brain fart here. And then we have, like, the other Family Feuds. It's, like, Steve Harvey now and stuff. But, yeah, so... Marvin the Martian. Yes, Earthling. Alright, I want to ask you a question. I did watch the Outer Limits, the 90s one. There were some really good episodes that I was blown away. Is the original Outer Limits really good? Let me know. Also, let me know. I want to know in the comments below. Oh man, I just lost my train of thought. Ignore. How can I have lost my train of thought there? My goodness, that's funny. His stage name was Richard Keith. Yeah. Plus, it's really hard for me to say his last name, so I go by his stage name. Most people know it's either or, you know, they know what I'm talking about. When season 1 of Gilligan's Island was colorized by Turner, it was not that good. The colors seemed bland. Well, remember, it's really hard to color something that's already black and white. I learned this very easily. Like, I made the connection when I used to do a lot of coloring and coloring books. And then, you know, coloring is like all white, and then there are parts that are blacked out. And then if you try to cover the black out, it looks weird because it's like you can see the red, but you can't. And so remember, that's exactly the same thing. Basically, lighter shades of black or gray are coming through at some point, and that's how we get the depth, right? And so when you add color to that, to a flat color, it's really strange looking. It's basically whatever you color something with is you're adding gray to it, a certain amount of gray. And so let's say someone cuts themselves in a show, you want it to be red, and you use that red, it's going to look darker. So keep that in mind. So it's not as easy as you look. It's not just like you hit red and it's perfectly red. Lucy's hair, you know, you have to use off colors. It's a crazy system. So anyway, yes, something to keep in mind. I do think that I Love Lucy is the best comedy ever. Ooh, David, what is your favorite, David asks, what is your favorite video so far of all the videos you've created? I mean, if you were to recommend just one of your videos, oof, that's hard, to be an introduction of your work, which would it be? Oh man, I am definitely, I've made 1,300 videos, so 1,300. So it's going to be really hard to pinpoint one. I think that the popularity of what people really understand what my channel is like are my blooper videos. But I'm really proud of my Cameo video, my first true classic TV video on I Love Lucy. Because what I really did, I had known these forever. Like since I was a little kid, there was no Wikipedia, there was no IMDb, which is funny because some people are like, all you do is look up this, and that's how you know. I knew at 3 years old that was Willy Wonka's dad, Jack Albertson. I had never watched Chico and the Man, right? So I'm like, that's the same man. And then I was like, that's not Willy Wonka, Charlie's grandpa, right? And then so forth. And then so like that 5 Cameos video, even though the last one's incorrect, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because I think that's what started my passion. That's video exploded, and so I was like, I have to do this. This has to be a thing of me making these videos. So yeah, and it shows that not everything is perfect, and I'm not afraid to show mistakes either. So no one does it on purpose, right? But yeah, some people fear mistakes. I don't. I think it's part of growth. So was I a fan of Here's Lucy? I never watched Here's Lucy till like 3 months ago. I did watch some The Lucy Show though. Should we colorize all these shows that are black and white? Starting with I Love Lucy, starting with the beginning of I Dream of Jeannie. Also cover that show in case you're a fan. Be sure to check that out if you haven't. I think you'll like that. John M., where do you get so much inside info on these early TV shows? So this is technically my job now. This is my work. This is my, I'm short of saying it's a career, but it definitely can be. I see myself as a type of historian in the way that I research a lot. I've always researched. That was kind of my thing. And so I take every little piece of media information, everything from books, interviews, rare sources, and now people are reaching out to me and sending me stuff that's really cool, unique items. So it's really interesting to see how things have grown. So yeah, it's really good to be able to see that I can do research on these shows and then make these videos and people connect with them. So yeah, my job is basically collecting all this research and like making a term paper in the sense of a video. Yeah, that's basically it. Hey Paul T, thank you for coming in. Thank you for being an awesome Patreon member. You're awesome. You're great. Oh no, James, you're a little bit scared of Twilight Zone. I was too. Some episodes were a bit scary, for sure. Let me see. It's sometimes hard to like pick comments when they're going like this. It's not a complaint, but sometimes I see it and I'm like, ooh. You guys are funny. So is Night Gallery scarier than Twilight Zone? Is it more of a horror thing than like a sci-fi? Yeah. Yeah, John, it's amazing. Okay, so I guess I can tell you guys. So I was reached out by someone who sent me. I'm a huge movie fan as well. I love Back to the Future. It's my favorite trilogy of all time. Someone sent me the actual original sheet with all the filming locations for Back to the Future. It's from like 1990 when the movie was filmed. And it even has where the studio trucks parked and the phone numbers of the different managers who were in charge of the different location shoots, which is nuts. So he gave that to me. I have it. So I have the original one. He's like, I was able to get it from the set director or something. And it's really old, from 1990. And it's printed in the old computer, with old computer font. It's nuts. And all these addresses, I'm going to start looking them up and comparing and stuff. I don't know if you guys would be interested in that and like making a video. I know it's more movies and stuff, more movie oriented, but I think it's amazing. Not everyone comes up having something like that. So yeah. Yes. I've never seen Green Acres. No. Oh, I've watched clips of the show. Let's just say that. All right, let me get back to this. So, should we... Now, here's my thought. No, everyone wants to colorize the black and white in the sense of, like, movie studios and stuff. Should they black and white some shows? Should they make, like, Sanford and Son black and white? Should they make, you know, classic shows like Chips black and white? That'd be interesting. I think that would be a change where I couldn't stomach watching. I'd want to see the color, whereas black and white to color I could watch, but I still prefer the original. So I don't know, maybe we get used to the original. Is that what it is? Let me know. Yeah, I have a lot of stuff to talk about. Also, if you didn't know, I'm on my Instagram. I post a lot of stuff that I don't post anywhere else. That's why I suggest people go to my Instagram. It's cool. I put photos up and stuff of my like daily life and a lot of just like images of my daily life, but I put a lot of my thumbnails there and stuff. But anyway, I got a new computer. My brother helped me build it. It's really cool. And I'm able to do something really cool with comments and stuff, and I don't want to give away what I'm doing. Yeah, but okay. I don't want to give away what I'm doing, but I'm gonna start making other type of videos as well and include more of you guys into it. You'll see. So be ready. Be ready to answer and to participate, because I want to pull you guys in even more. So also, back to basics. What I'm saying, I think this stream is going very, very well, and I appreciate all of you for that. You guys set the tone of stuff. You guys set the tone of comments. I want you to realize, you guys set the tone of a video by the comments people leave. You guys set the tone of the channel. If fans, if subscribers like yourselves are very welcoming, lovely, then people who are new are going to come and see that. I can't really control what's in the comments, because the comment section is redirected to you guys and you guys' interaction with the video. So I would encourage everyone, especially you guys that have been here for a long time, to promote positivity, to promote what this channel is, be hopeful, to be like ambassadors for the channel. Because once in a while you have people just straggle in, but I think we gotta teach people what this channel's about. We gotta let them know. We gotta welcome them in. We gotta learn from them. We've gotta teach them all this stuff. It's a back and forth thing. So I really encourage you to do that, and to leave positivity. Let's leave negativity out of there. Constructive criticism is great. Constructive criticism is awesome. There's a difference between that and negativity. And what I mean is, you know, there was a couple videos recently. It seemed like people were really on edge, and that's fine. But, you know, it's a reflection, I think, of what's in the comments, not necessarily what's in the video. So just something to keep in mind. Hey, Too Big to Fail. Thumbs up to you. Nan59, thumbs up to you as well. Well, that's interesting eyes to see. Television turned to color in 1966. Remember, there were some shows that were colored before that. They were going to colorize Gilligan's Island. Well, Gilligan's Island was on, what, 64? And it was color. 65, like a little before that. Because remember, it was like colorized and stuff. And some people still had black and white TVs, and it was shown in color, but the electronics and all the technology in it can't show color, so you still saw it in black and white, which is interesting. Some people said they never saw some of these shows in color, even though a lot of them are broadcast in color, which is crazy. It's like, if you still had a black and white TV into the 80s, you still saw everything in black and white, right? So that's nuts. I never thought of that, because that was never my experience. The earliest TV we had was in the 80s, like late, well, yeah, my parents' 80s, and then in the 90s, they were all color, right? So, yeah. Yeah, Eric Lepford in Get Smart, did they ever mention or say what Agent 99 name was? No, never. Now, here's the thing. I could definitely make a video where I theorize what her name is, right? And then people could agree and disagree. And that's always fun, because you get people who are so passionately against the video or against whatever. Not most. Most are very, very cool about it. But it's just funny. It's just really interesting. And it's like, well, they never revealed the name, so it doesn't matter. She could be named Doris for all we know, or Barbara, just like the actual actress. Why not? If she doesn't have a name, name her what her name is, right? But yeah, this is cool. Hey, Jeffrey B. Nice to see you on here. Lazy Homebody, was Ivan the one who wouldn't take off his wedding ring? I'm assuming you're talking about Hogan's Heroes. That was Larry Hovis. I made a video on that. Check it out. Check it out. See, it's cool because then I'm like, did you see that video? Probably not because I answered it in the video. So make sure to check it out because a lot of people ask me, Rick, are you going to do a video of this? And a lot of times I've done the video. So make sure to go, you can easily just type in Rick 9G. You can go to the channel and just search, or you can just type in a show and it should pop up. If nothing pops up, then I haven't done a show on that, a video on it. Yeah. Terry H, thank you for coming. Thank you for donating, and I appreciate you. Four seasons. The 3-camera system in TV started with Lou Costello. Have you ever heard that, Rick? No, I did not. So are you talking about the 3-camera system in TV? What I have learned is that Desi Arnaz created that. He was the one who implemented into a live TV show format. And remember, it's a one thing. In essence, it's not just the 3-camera system. It's not just 3-camera, it's a 3-camera system which includes the live audience, which includes, it's a whole thing. And yeah, also the editing. The editing is a big thing, a really big thing. And so, yeah, they had to create a special machine for that. Now, do you guys and gals know that I Love Lucy was, like I said, all filmed with 3 cameras? One episode was filmed with 4. Yeah, one episode had a 4-camera system. Can you guess which one that was? I can answer it if you guys know. If you guys know right there. Let's see. I'm trying to catch up here. Nope. Desi was brilliant. Without even talking about the 3-camera system, right? We can definitely talk about how he became a millionaire by literally saying no to his salary and saying yes to just give me the rights. That's why if there's ever a contract or something and you can get like a 1% cut of something forever in perpetuity, you're probably going to make bank. That's what Bill Frawley did. I made a video on that if you haven't checked it out, and how he is deceased and still his estate is making money from I Love Lucy every time it runs. They are rich off of that, which is nuts. It's great, but it's nuts. Let me see. Ha 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 ha. Yeah, so that's a great point. So in the 3-camera system, there were more close-ups, and you're absolutely right. There was a time in college where there was a church service going on, and it was something for people. I actually did it because I enjoyed the filming process, and so I wasn't a cameraman. They had 3 cameras, and it was very much like a 3-camera system. They actually chose me to be the director. So what I would do, I would see the 3 feeds of the camera, and someone would be focusing on something and they could see each other's feeds. So what was happening, someone was getting a close-up into the minister, someone else was getting a close-up to the reader, someone else was getting a long shot, and then I would just tell the splicer, there was a name for it, I forgot right now, but the person in the editing room, and I would tell them which camera to go between. So it would be like close-up shot, then boom, shot here, then here. And so it was really cool, and I kind of got a feeling of what the 3-camera system was like. It's very amazing. So it was even used in filming like a church service, which is crazy. Again, that goes back to that. So, nuts. Jeffrey Barnes, that's a good video about William Frawley still making money off of I Love Lucy. Isn't that awesome? I'm kind of happy for him. Like, yes, he's gone and stuff, but it was crazy to think that he did so well. I have him right here, Bill Frawley. He was smart too. Both men were very intelligent in doing that and getting like perpetual residuals. It's crazy. Awesome. I agree with you. I'm happy that there are 94,000 people subscribed to me focusing on these classic shows. It's amazing. We are going to get to 100,000. I remember, I challenge you, go back 6 months into my channel and check the description where I say my goal is to reach 100,000 subscribers by the end of 2020. We're in, just started August, right? 8th month. And we're just on the cusp of 100,000. So that's awesome. You guys have sped up that dream. So that's awesome. Thank you, Jeffrey. I love the shirt too. It was sent by a very great supporter, so I appreciate that, David D. Fred got a great deal, right, Randy? That's amazing. And I'm really glad that I'm able to bring that stuff to you, because I feel that if not, then people would just think, oh, Fred is Fred. But there's more to these individuals than meets the eye. There's more stuff going behind the scenes that I want people to learn about. Definitely. Yeah. Let me see here. Oh, John M. They were good residuals. He wasn't a billionaire, but he became a millionaire. When at the time where he died in the 60s, his estate was worth $10 million. This is a guy who played second fiddle to Ricky and Lucy. And he was broke. I'm talking about broke. It's not just saying broke. He did not have an income at the time that I Love Lucy was a show. So please keep that in mind. It's amazing. It's really, really, really amazing what he was able to accomplish. And remember, he was older, right? He was older. He had a sick sister that he was living with, trying to take care of her and all that good stuff. So it's really cool to be able to see that and report that to you guys. So that's great. Well, thank you, Miss Backstager. I guess it's a good thing if looking at the positive of this situation, which we can't really name because of this platform. Anyway, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. 100,000 and we'll party like it's 1999. You know, it's really cool because people who don't have a YouTube channel, if they start a YouTube channel, they will know how difficult it is. It's not overnight. There's struggles all the time. Even with my last couple of videos, there was struggles in some of the stuff that people were saying, and it's like, really? So yeah, it happens. But your positivity, your motivation keeps me going. Chad Baxter with a $5 donation. Thank you very much, Chad. You've been a long-time supporter. Your family, right? Your wife and your kids. You tell me about them all the time. I hope they're doing great as well. You say everyone in here needs to know how good this guy is. Oh, thank you. It's weird me reading that, but I appreciate it. What he does entertain us. Keep it up, Rick. Your favorite I Love Lucy moment? I'll think about that. Thanks and God bless you. Well, thank you. Very, very kind, Chad. Very generous. I really try to do that. The other day I was like, maybe people don't agree with my assumption about Fred's car. Fine, they don't need to. That's not the point. I want to entertain you. Sometimes you can be entertained by something that you never thought of, or something that you're like, what? I don't like that, or I don't agree with that. But your mind gets going, and that's the whole point, right? And if I step back from the character that is Rick 9G in the sense of, you know, it's a character. And not to say that this isn't me. This is me. And I kind of hate to say that, but I want all of you to know. You know, imagine if I said, hey everyone, hope you enjoy my video. I'm going to talk about Lucy. No one would watch. No one would watch. So there has to be a little bit of energy. There has to be a little bit of quirkiness. There has to be a catchphrase that some like and some don't like. There has to be a be hopeful that someone's like, I'm not going to be hopeful. That's what it is. This is art. This is YouTube. This is TV. This is what this is all about. So hopefully that makes a little bit of sense. Anthony Bomberry, thank you. Thank you so much for your amazing little on-set chair. Very, very cool. You seem to be in the director's chair, which is awesome, with a $2 donation to the channel. Thank you so much. All these donations I always put back into the channel so I can buy things like DVDs, send them to you guys, so I can buy equipment, so I can buy research material, so that I can pay for things like reaching out to certain people to get info. Yeah, there's a lot that goes on that I don't really report because that's kind of how I do my work and stuff. And if I would reveal that stuff, then no, I can't do that. So I appreciate that. I really appreciate that. It does take work, but I love it. I love what I do. Ooh, my eyes itchy. Oh, sorry. Best I Love Lucy moment. See, guys and gals, apologize if I forgot. So my best or favorite I Love Lucy moment. I really, and you guys, some people know me who watch me all the time will be like, oh, we knew that, Rick. But yeah, I mean, I'm going to keep saying it until something changes. I really love the episode Home Movies. It's actually my favorite one. And what's really cool about it, I love the whole scene that they splice together with the editing, because it's like my YouTube video. It's like where things are messed up. I make mistakes. People are like, Rick, you have a blooper in your video. And I'm like, I just remember Lucy splicing that video together with all the film and everything all over her. And she's like spinning the things. That's like me when I'm editing. And then I see a blooper and a thing in mine where you guys point it out. It's like, Rick 9G did a blooper. And I'm like, yeah. It happens. And so it makes me laugh still. I love it. Home movies. Yes, yes, yes. Jim, thank you so much. Hopefully the positivity goes to you and then your positivity comes to me and everyone else. That's how it is. Because sometimes I need positivity. If no one's there to motivate me, who, right? And so I ask you guys to do that in the comments. Do that. Sending me messages. I do it through my videos, so it's a give and take thing. So I encourage you guys to do that. I encourage you guys to reach out to me, to reach out to each other, to talk. It's so important. It's so important. I really believe that YouTube and this channel, you get as much as you put into it. So many people do put a lot of energy into my channel by thumbing up, subscribing, liking, and you will get that same amount back of enjoyment of what you put in. Versus if you just watch or watch some or, and so forth. So the more you put into it, the more you get out of it. I promise you. Ooh. I Love Lucy favorite musical number? I think it's called Stomping on the Savoy. Stomping on the Savoy, something like that. And it's Lucy gets her eyes examined with King Cat Walsh. I love that dance between them. Also love a lot of the Mertz dances. So let me include a couple. The one where Sally Sweet, right? I'm the king of the dance. I go chi-chicka-boom, chi-chicka-boom, chi-chicka-boom. And that dress, which I saw in real life at Jamestown, that's from the diet episode. Also, Boop Boop Be Choo, right? With Fred and Ethel. Everybody do them. Yeah, they had a lot of stuff, guys and gals. They had a lot of great dances together. Fred and Ethel. They were amazing. I'm just trying to... When the red robin comes, bobbing along. wake up. And then Fred backs into the what do you call it? Into the hallway. He gets pushed out by Ethel. It's awesome. Wow, how long have I been on? There's no timer on here? Oh yeah, there is. Oh my gosh, I've been on here for an hour? That's nuts. That's crazy. Oh, Scott, was that Ricky's real band? I made a video on the members of the orchestra. Check that out. I named most of them, so go ahead and check that out. Thank you, Randy, for your work as always. Cuban Pete, yep, Brian. I love to drink. That was a good one too. Jim coming in with a $20 channel donation. Thank you so much, Jim. You are amazing, Jim, for supporting the channel, for spreading positivity, for being generous so that would go out to someone else. So I appreciate it. All right, let me see. Let me go back over here. Dig the Crazy Dancing Bear. I love him. I wish King Cat Arthur Walsh was in sorry if that was loud. I'm myself. I really wish he was in more episodes. I think he was amazing. He was hilarious. His personality. I would have loved to see more of his comedy with Lucy and stuff. That would have been awesome. Awesome. Sing along with me, and then all of your glass around your home will break because you guys are doing that. Well, thank you, Rocky. My videos are great. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. When Ricky kissed a grapefruit? I feel like yes. Yes. There's a couple really funny scenes that I'm just thinking of right now. They're going through my head. Oh my gosh. Alright. Alright, anything else, guys and gals? I think we're winding down. Oh wait, King Cat is in a movie with Spencer Tracy? I'm gonna have to watch it now. I like that guy that much. I just loved his energy and his character, and oh man, it was so great. It was amazing. Well, thank you so much for watching, guys and gals. I'll have to make another live stream soon. Thank you for all your support. You're awesome. You're awesome. You're really awesome. I know the people on here are diehard supporters of the channel, so it means a lot to me. If you haven't liked the video, I do appreciate it when you guys and gals do that. Wow, the same amount of people that are on here, the same amount of people like. So it's like every single person who's on here is liked, which is nuts. It's nuts. That is awesome. That's so cool. In case you came late or anything, be sure to watch. This live stream will be on, it'll come back on there so you can actually watch it again. And yeah. Oh, I'm the chicken inspector, Fred. And he's coming in. Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. Yep, right here. Fred Mertz. Right. We're wearing Fred Mertz. Oh, Cindy, I'll answer that question. The house in the country shows. What's your favorite set of shows? The ones in the city, the ones in Europe, California, or the country? I love California, and the ones in the apartment. The second apartment are my favorite. So season 3 and 4 are my favorites. Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, Norma. You're awesome. Thank you, Zoperplex. You're awesome. Let me see what else. Rex Racer. I've done tons of Batman. Tons of Batman. It's one of my most looked at. So absolutely. Ricky Ricardo's wildest crazy Cuban crazy musical moments. That'd be cool. That's a good one. Have a good night, everyone. Don't forget to drink, 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 drink. I'll leave you with that. Drink, 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 drink. Bye, everyone. And don't forget, be hope.